Favorite outfits. Now, this can be Bond, this could be one of the girls, this could be one of the villains, but favorite outfits. And you don't need to do a top three, just anything that springs to mind. John, I feel like you should answer this first because you're always writing wish lists of clothes that you want from the films. Roger Moore's double denim.
Well, yeah, we're always going to mention that, but I don't think we should. I think we've got to mention. I mean, I'll start off with Craig's the double sort of canvas brown sandy suit he wears at the end of Quantum of Solace when he's in that sort of road, is it like a station waiting for a pickup? I thought that was a really interesting suit. It kind of was crumpled, but still looked stylish. I think we need to the most iconic costume in the entire series has to be Honey Rider's bikini. I think that's the most. If we look at any outfit, obviously, and then I would say any sort of tux that either Connery wore or some of the Tom. I know not the big Tom Ford fan, but that style, the one that's inspired a lot of your wedding suits, Bobby. I think that just the black suit, the tux, the casino wear, that kind of outfit, that typifies Bond, doesn't it? Really. The only other thing I can mention is there's one outfit we've never talked about ever in any of the films and any of the Bondafonds, and that is the suit that Bond wears when he's pointing down the barrel of the gun in the idents of the openings. Sometimes it's a silhouette, but that obviously when they're designing those barrel shot idents, there's obviously a type of suit that he wears, which is essentially if there's a logo for Bond, that'll be it. And so I would say that. And of course,
is it a dinner jacket?
Yeah, it's just the standard dinner jacket. But is it a tux or is it a more modern suit?
It just frames him, doesn't it? It just completely frames, yeah.
And also, of course, Anna de Armas' outfit in her venture as Paloma. Over to you, boys.
It's difficult, isn't it? There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many because like the girls, you could go Vesper's dress, the purple dress, anything that Sophie Maro wore.
Her outfits were a lot more. Well, the outfits that Sophie Maro wore were a lot more kind of flighty and sort of shift. They were less. There's a lot more kind of floating silk there, wasn't there? Really, well, I guess that was the era that she was in. And Denise Richards was just so Lara Croft, wasn't she?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't rate her costume, but they clearly didn't put much thought into it. I'm not complaining, but yeah, it's not a costume I'd really think too much about.
Outfit-wise, what's on your list, Alex?
So I think for me, after John picking practically all of Craig's,
basically,
I was thinking about this going, but I can only really relate to Craig's costumes because otherwise it's just the suits in some of the earlier days felt, yes, they're very much Bond, but they just didn't speak to me the way that Bond did. I think one of the things that I liked about Craig's Bond was actually some of the casual wear that he chose. Because while I couldn't relate to he looked very, very dashing and dapper in like all of the suits that John's mentioned, I couldn't relate to that because I couldn't really think about being the one wearing that. He's had some really good Craig had some really good combos of sort of casual stuff that just looked great on him. So there was a suede jacket and a polo. Anything. He's got a great frame for it. Anything that sort of shows off his chest and just looks great. And then as a man, you're like, oh yeah, I could pull that off. Obviously couldn't, but it was just nice to feel like you could. The one that came to mind particularly, and again, it's not particularly great costume, but it's just one that come to mind is the commando sweater, just because I think it just felt really, really relevant at the time.
Bobby's got one.
I think it was just one of those.
I think he's got one. So listeners, Bobby's just left the podcast studio to go into another room. I think he's got a jumper.
He's fishing it out.
I mean, I was getting rid of my dog.
What's her? What a letdown.
What disappointing.
But but that I've got a feeling I might end up getting that for Christmas because I've been hinting at Carolina.
Like crazy.
Quite strongly. And I got her. I did go to Enpeel. Yeah. I did go to Enpeel because I bought her a new cashmere and rabbit or something scarf and gloves. It's just like, I just handed my Amex over and just, shut my eyes. But I did bring the catalogue back and sort of purposely left it open on her desk at the.
That's not subtle, Bobby.
Outfit.
That's not subtle.
Very good.
So I might be getting that for Christmas.
You've got to wonder how much of an impact economically on the world Bond style has had on modern, on modern dress wear, and like how many people have said, "I want to look like Bond in weddings and in evening wear and occasions."
Yeah, completely.
Right, my turn.
So I think that's it. So sorry to give you more, Craig, but that was mine.
Okay, so this is really difficult, and it's not going to be a top three. I'm going to overstep my boundaries, but who cares? Daniel Craig's suit, the three-piece blue pinstripe at the end of Casino Royale, when he hoists the gun across his shoulder and he says James Bond for the first time, standing over Mr. White. Pierce Brosnan's coat when he collects the BMW 7 Series from Q, the remote control car.
Oh, you love that car.
He's wearing that sort of camel overcoat. By that same token, because it actually kind of mimics the one that Roger Moore's wearing in Live and Let Die. And Roger Moore, for me, edges the other Bonds as the best dressed Bond because he always looks so good. Sean Connery's grey suit in the Kentucky Derby scene.
I know the one you mean. I was going to mention that actually. That's his Glenn Plaid suit, three-piece suit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Outside the stables. Yeah, that is a great suit.
Yeah,
good choice.
Which I've done a version of that one for myself. Paloma's dress, obviously, and last but not least, Daniel Craig's Brioni tux in Casino Royale. That was my wedding suit. I copied that exact suit for my wedding.
He gets that covered in blood, doesn't he? As well,
my whole outfit.
Yeah.
My dinner shirt, everything was Casino Royale.
That's very important.
That was what I got married in, and it was. I look back at those photos, and I still look fucking cool.
Did you flip your Aston after the wedding, though?
No. We went in a Rolls Royce 1940 something Silver Wraith.
Silver Wraith.
Yep.
Very nice.